What up? It's Casper. Today I'm going to be talking about the movie Silent Night. Silent Night is a 2023 movie. It's rated R and it's an hour and 44 minutes. Directed by John Woo. The only thing I've seen from John Woo is Face Off. It's a trippy movie and very good. And now I'm getting on to another project, Silent Night. So the movie is about a father who got shot up by some gangsters in the throat and makes him lose his voice box. He survives, so now he's going through a rehab process to recover and get his strength back. But during this whole time, he's thinking about getting his revenge on those gangsters. Also, his son, his little boy, got killed by a stray bullet on a mission to kill the gangsters who killed his son. Forever changed his life for the worst, and he's trying to make this all happen on Christmas Eve. One thing about the movie too, there is absolutely no lines in this movie. I think the camera direction in this movie was actually very good, crispy, shot very uniquely to a point where I'm just loving how the camera is moving at times. Moments in this movie where the camera angles is in a very tight space, like a staircase where the stairs are going up and up and up. Placement and the editing was well done. So I'll give props to the camera direction. It was crispy, it was clean, it was a good visual watch. Story in general was kind of like slow burner at times. At times it kind of felt like it was dragging because the way the movie starts, you're starting off with a crazy action scene. For the action, there's like a slow motion buildup. The buildup in the beginning before the action made me feel like, oh, we're gonna see some crazy stuff. After seeing all the action scenes in the beginning, we're left off with a lot of just straight no action for almost the whole movie till the last part of the movie. So the middle, seeing the main actor Brian go through his grieving process. The camera quality was good, but I feel like the detail and flow with the characters was just something that there wasn't too much emphasis to be like, damn, this dude is really going through it. I feel like they're really repetitive to show the same thing and not take advantage of trying to show other small things to show that this guy is grieving. Obviously, we know that he's going through it and has a lot of emotions, but the camera quality and just the camera direction helped for the very lackluster detail of seeing how grieving and sad this person is. I feel like there could have been a lot more moments where you could have put this character to show more feel. I feel like they were dragging along with a lot of these scenes, like him being in the garage drinking. Like, yeah, we're gonna know that he's grieving and he's gonna become an alcoholic. A lot of the stuff was understandable, but there was no emphasis or something that was like, oh man, we're feeling for this character a lot more. Too much of a drag. I wish they added a little bit more, but you could see they were trying to add something else that we could see more of the grieving process, because it's not like it was very terrible. We did see that he came from being very weak from the surgery and recovering from that to him doing pull-ups and push-ups like crazy and doing weights. But there was also moments where I'm like, maybe replace what they were trying to show and show something else. Like there's a scene in this movie, not trying to spoil it too much, but so him trying to learn how to use a knife and use tactical skills, I felt like that was a little cheesy because he ends up training off the videos and becoming really good at it. He searched on YouTube like how to be good with knives or something like that. And I don't know, kind of cheesy. I feel like they could deliver him grieving and more moments of him going through it, a different perspective and a different look with no lines. There should be more detail to feeling more emotion. His look was believable, and for me at times he kind of looked like the wrestler Edge. I think he did a good job on never looking like a line had to be presented. He did hold it up to a good standard, but it was just awkward moments, I guess, with just the direction of this flow. The acting was okay and it wasn't too much of a bother. I'm just glad that the editing in this movie helped a lot of the scenarios in here. So Kid Cudi's look, he plays a detective in here. The look was good, the focus was good, and thank goodness there was no lines. There was moments with him where you would kind of be like, oh, they'll say lines right here. There was moments in this movie, especially with Kid Cudi, where the music kicks in to help that scene not feel too awkward. Kid Cudi's look did have a detective vibe. There's just some not presentable scenes with the action. Like there's a scene in here where I just feel like he could have called for backup, but it is what it is. hilarious. The acting was good. Brian's wife at times was okay. Since there's no lines, you're just trying to catch the emotional facial expressions that they're going through, and you're just trying to catch the small things. You see them the wife and the husband texting, and they're being creative by showing what they're texting on the screen. So I thought small things like that, you know, helped the flow with the movie. Wasn't a bother, I guess, because there's no lines. Her presenting that she was gonna be there for the husband and then doing her thing later on. The transition from beginning to when that happens was good, but definitely the movie still kind of felt like a drag. The gangsters, the main boss, everybody else who was doing the gangster stuff, camera direction just helped all that. Too many back and forth with a lot of these characters. Like, I feel like a lot of these gangster people were getting shot at a couple times and still going at it, and even being stabbed a couple times, they were still fighting and shooting a gun like nothing happened to them. See, that's the problem with this movie, is there's not too many believable stuff if you catch it like that. Because I feel like with the average viewer, the movie's so good with its quality with the camera that you're probably gonna ignore a lot of the stuff, because action kicks, that's when the good flow kicks in. So I could see the average viewer just being visually entertained by how the camera's moving and even the shots. But editing was good to make the shots look real, the guns looked real. Some of the gangsters' look in general didn't look too boss-like, or didn't look like it was intimidating at all. No lines either, so I'm like, damn, it's not really helping it. At times they're just looking like junkies and just actors trying to play gangsters. There was probably like one good crazy kill scene. Someone gets shot under the neck or under the mouth, and the bullet goes like straight through the head. How that looked, that was gory, bloody. And then when the father, Brian, is going through his surgery to repair his throat moment, I was like, I can't look at the screen, and I had to look away, because that was actually pretty graphic right there, pretty bloody. I was expecting more of that vibe. It's still an enjoyable time for when the action starts hitting, because it's not like they did a poor job executing on the action scenes. It's just, if you can catch the detail on seeing a lot of these gangsters and even the main character Brian get shot and still going at it, like, damn, are we seeing a superhero now? One thing I did notice as well is he stayed the same look throughout the whole time. Maybe here and there might have his beard or hair gotten a little bit longer, but it was barely noticeable. The only thing we know that you can tell time is passing by is just him looking at the calendar, and then him getting stronger with the weights. Like, you could just see the progression, like him going and training to shoot a gun, and then him training himself to use a knife. That's where you see the growth. Enjoyed the movie for the good quality of the camera. Really enjoyed the editing, like the camera placement in here. Really enjoyed how they used their slow motion here and there. Did have a lot of potential for the action scenes, for the chase scene, but it's just some of the detail was a little off. I wish the middle of the movie didn't feel too much of a drag. After my watching the movie Silent Night, out of 10, I'm gonna have to give the movie a 8 out of 10. That's my movie review for the movie Silent Night. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.